Gaurav. Let's get started with the actual eligibility for a DevOps engineer role. Now, the first question is like whenever you hear about this DevOps, you want to know like who is eligible, like who can learn DevOps and who can become a DevOps engineer, and what are the backgrounds that we actually have, right? So, who is eligible for DevOps? The first thing is like who wants to switch their careers. Okay, so people from different domains, they want to switch to IT field. SDLC process we have discussed. So these different phases: requirement analysis, planning and designing, development, testing, deployment and maintenance, these all we have discussed: waterfall model, agile model, and we have many other models, and we are talking about DevOps now. And yeah, this is about waterfall and agile. Just now we discussed, and waterfall and agile looks like this. So in waterfall, what actually happens is like whenever there is a change in the requirements, okay, so we have to do it from the scratch, and like it's a kind of big block which is very hard to carry. Whereas agile process, this is going to give us more flexibility where we can uh, develop the features, like few features, and we can work on few features, and we can deploy, like we generally call it as a sprints. Okay, so we will work for 3 weeks for particular three features, and we will release it. Then based on the feedback, we will just work on that, and we will just go ahead. So this is more flexible when compared to waterfall model. And this is the comparison between waterfall model and agile model and DevOps model. Okay, so you can just see how much time we are spending on writing the code. And here, what is the difference between the waterfall and agile model? So agile is giving more flexibility than waterfall model. And when we go forward, DevOps is even giving the like faster results. Okay, faster time to market, easy to build, test and deploy it, and everything is possible within a very short time. And now I hope you observe, in our Android or in our Play Store, Google Play Store, or even iOS application, iOS Play Stores and all. So there we will generally find lot of updates. So every day when you wake up, and if you just try to search for the updates, you will find at least few updates in your mobile. That is nowadays possible with DevOps. So we are updating, we are fixing the bugs, we are modifying something, and quickly we are able to release and all. So this is possible with the DevOps process only. So this is reducing a lot of time, and we are saving a lot of time. Okay, and what DevOps is, as I mentioned, DevOps is set of practices, or we can say principles, or we can say it's a new process that we generally implement with a traditional agile process. This is just to foster the collaboration and communication between dev team and ops team. So as we are talking about dev team and ops team, so developer team and operations team, so we are just like improving the collaboration and communication so that they can work together, and they can improve their communication, and they can save time, and they can help each other, they can understand each other, and a lot of things. So faster delivery, reliability, scalability, automation, improved collaboration and cost. So we can even save the cost when we reduce the time. Okay, when we reduce the time, obviously we can save the cost, right? And yeah, why DevOps is trending, or why DevOps is booming in 2025? This is the question. Nowadays, organizations are like adopting cloud. Okay, so in cloud, we can say we have AWS cloud, or we have Azure cloud, we have we also have GCP, we have IBM, we have Oracle, we have Alibaba, we have Akame Cloud. And there are a lot of cloud platforms available, and most of the organizations are preferring AWS or Azure. So first preference is given to AWS, and second preference is given to Azure. And other than that, like automation, as I mentioned.
Not Google. I
Sorry.
thought it is Google. I thought it is Google Cloud is most preferred nowadays than Azure and AWS. I mean,
See.
sorry, I'm a very you must be knowing everything, but this is my information.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, it depends. It depends on the organizations. Like not all organizations are going with the Google. Okay. So most of the organizations are already using AWS, because AWS is the early bird. It was actually started in 2006. Okay,
Yeah.
so it was early
Yeah.
bird, and most of the organizations are already adopted AWS. So you can even find in your job descriptions also, most of them are especially they are asking on open source first, then they will prefer any cloud like AWS or Azure. Okay. So even I'm not saying that GCP is not preferred, but of course GCP, some organizations they are preferring GCP, but when compared to GCP, AWS and Azure are more, right? Okay. So other than that, yeah,
Yeah, it
organizations.
could be. It could be. It could be. It could be.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
Thank you.
Okay. So security, compliance, and Kubernetes. Nowadays, Kubernetes is very, very popular, and yeah, I can even give more examples on Kubernetes. So we'll talk about Kubernetes. So containerization, this is very, very important. We can take a Geo Hotstar application. So latest live matches and everything. So here the problem is like when the traffic increases on any application, it can be XYZ application, any application. When the traffic increase, how our application is handling traffic, that is more important. See, when we develop the application and release it in the market, okay, so on day one there will be like very less number of users, okay, like 5 users, 10 users, 20 users might be, okay, even less than that or more than that. But after 1 year, or if the application became very, very popular, at that time you can see live cricket matches. So we will be using Hotstar applications, your Hotstar applications. So there the traffic is more. Now, when the live match is going on, millions of people are accessing that application at the same time. Now it should handle the traffic. It now server should not fail. Right. So how this is possible? This is possible with Kubernetes and Docker nowadays. Okay. So we have container orchestration and container a runtime platform. So that will help us in automating all of this. Okay. Other than that, remote work and agile operations and also high demand for DevOps skills. So once we learn this skill set, so we can start our journey with the DevOps engineer. So not senior DevOps engineer. So we'll be joining as a junior DevOps engineer or DevOps engineer and senior DevOps engineer. Then we can switch our roles to SRE, that is site reliability engineers, where they are completely taking care of reliable systems, and also platform engineers and cloud engineers. So there are different roles available. Like we can switch to switch from one role to another role based on the skill set and the knowledge that we have. Okay, so if we look at the global DevOps job market, so you can see it says that the market study says that as per global insights, so DevOps uh, job market by 2028, so it can increase up to 30 billion. Okay, so the projected growth is like 30 billion by 2028. And you can see in the Europe you can find a lot of improvement, like 32% demand when compared to throughout the globe. So 7% in Canada and 29% in US and all. So overall in Europe, a lot of demand for DevOps engineers. So these are the approximate salaries, not exact one. These are taken from the Google only. So you can see, even you can just go through the job descriptions, and they're also officially they will not be enclosing, like they will not be disclosing this information there directly, but later on they will simply mention that salary negotiation is possible there. So these are the salary trends, and industries that are hiring are like finance industries, tech industries, and healthcare industries. And growth of cloud and DevOps jobs, like mostly they are preferring AWS, Azure, and the skill sets like Kubernetes, GitOps, and AML ops and all. So we will also see the list of tools that actually we need to learn. Now, let me take you through some of the job descriptions where we can see what kind of roles and responsibilities of a DevOps engineer in our day-to-day life. So we can see DevOps jobs in UK. So you can simply search this in Google, where you will find a lot of opportunities here. We can just scroll down and see. Let's pick up one, and you can see what kind of skill set they are looking for, and what are the responsibilities of a DevOps engineer. Now let's look at the skill set that they are looking for. Okay, this is a job description. So they are looking for experience of working in Agile, Scrum, or DevOps models. Okay, so this model, any one model, or Agile or DevOps models, like this is the improved process just now we discussed. Now cloud technologies, as I mentioned, AWS or Azure. Yes, Krish, you can see most of the descriptions you will find AWS and Azure here. Okay, and also infrastructure as a code. Mostly they will be asking. All these are open source tools only. So this we call it as a open source DevOps. Okay, so DevOps is of different types. AWS DevOps, Azure DevOps, and also open source DevOps, GCP DevOps. Lot of different DevOps approaches are there, right? So learning open source DevOps is very important, like tools like Terraform, Ansible, Chef, like Terraform, Ansible, Docker, Kubernetes, Jenkins, and all of these are most in demand tools, open source tools that are asked by most of the organizations. So if in case of infrastructure as a code, you can see Terraform is there, Ansible and Puppet and Chef. These are the like previous gen tools. Mostly if we know Terraform and Ansible, so this is like enough as of now. So even knowledge of Chef and Puppet, I'm not saying that if you have knowledge of this, it won't be useful, but Chef and Puppet has their again demerit. So where we can get more advantage in case of Terraform and Ansible. Yes, Krish, do you have any question? You want to ask anything or say something?
No. I think when you say open DevOps, right? It is
Open source.
OpenShift,
No,
open
no,
source or
no,
OpenShift.
not OpenShift. OpenShift is again a container orchestration tool.
Con-
Same like same like Kubernetes, OpenShift is there. OpenShift is different.
okay,
I'm talking about open source DevOps.
okay. No, I'm not
Okay.
very familiar with what is open source. No, I don't know.
See,
Okay.
are you aware of Kubernetes?
Yeah, I am aware of Kubernetes. Yeah.
Similar to Kubernetes, OpenShift.
No, I'm aware of OpenShift, open source terminology, open source DevOps terminology. I've not heard of
Open
actually.
source DevOps is nothing but learning all the open source tools like Terraform is open source tool where there is no license fees. So anyone can pick up the source code and they can like make the changes and they can release their versions. Okay, and Git is
Yeah,
there
yeah.
and so all these are open source. So no need of paying any license fees. So if we talk about the
Okay.
some kind of tools, so we have to pay for the license, right? So here we are not paying any license. That's nothing but open source,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
right? Yeah. Okay, so skill set that they are looking for is like Agile, Scrum, DevOps, AWS, Azure, Terraform, Ansible, and also knowledge on AWS related services like ECS, AKS. AKS comes under Azure Kubernetes Services, okay? And Kubernetes and Docker, these are very important, and Helm is also a part of this Kubernetes only, okay? So we generally use Helm for Kubernetes and CI like tool CI/CD tool like Jenkins, which is nothing but a continuous integration and continuous delivery tool. They are asking for this and the roles and responsibilities of a DevOps engineer. What actually a DevOps engineer will do in our day-to-day life. So our responsibility if the project is in the initial stage. So our responsibility is to create the infrastructure. Now, how we will create the infrastructure? Let's say we have some architecture. Okay, so AWS. So let's say architecting team have given us this kind of architecture. Okay. So being a DevOps engineer, our responsibility is to create this kind of architecture and we have to be ready with this kind of infrastructure. Okay. Now here, how we are creating this kind of architectures. So if you create this entire architecture manually, it will take a lot of time time consumption process and human errors and also the cost increases because if we keep on running the instances or if we continuously run that resources that will incur charges and all. So for this as a DevOps engineer our responsibility is to create the infrastructure and manage the infrastructure. So for this we are using a tool called Terraform. Okay. Terraform, if we talk about the AWS specific, there is a cloud formation. And if I talk about Azure, there is ARM templates and all. So most probably we'll be preferring Terraform only. And understanding the needs of project stakeholders. Yeah, we will be attending the daily stand-up calls to understand the actual requirements of the project stakeholders and automate, improve the development and release process and also ensure the systems stability and safety, security and everything. Okay, and also identify technical problems and solve that problems and identify some issues in the pipelines and we will be solving that. So all these are roles and responsibilities of a DevOps engineer. and these are the skill set that they are looking for. Okay, hope this is clear to you. Do you have access to chat? Can you please check and tell me, do you have access to chat here? Yes.
No.
No, I think
No.
No.
Okay,
UK.
okay, no
They
problem.
don't have
Yeah, you can
access.
simply search for this DevOps jobs in UK, and you can just go through some job descriptions and you will find what actually we need to learn and all. Anyhow, I'll be covering that. Okay, no worries. So yeah, this is about roles and responsibilities of a DevOps engineer. Are we good till here? Any questions to ask?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, no. Yeah.
Okay. Right. Fine. Thank you.
My question is still going to be the same. I'm not at all familiar with any of this.
Yeah. No worries at all. Okay. So like I'm talking about the tools that we have to learn as a DevOps engineer. So we use the tools to automate the creation of infrastructure, to automate the installation of some software, and to automate the release process, automate the continuous integration process and all. Yeah, no worries at all if these terms are new to you. In our actual courses, we will actually cover that, but here we have very limited time, so we cannot cover everything here. Hope you understood that.
Yeah, okay. Thank
Okay,
you.
so definitely, yeah, in our courses we are covering everything from scratch, like from basic. Okay, so keeping in mind that most of them are from non-IT background. Yeah, we will cover everything from scratch there. Okay, so roles and responsibilities. So being a DevOps engineer, what should I do? Our responsibility is to create the infrastructure, do the deployments of our applications, and CI/CD pipeline. So there is a pipeline I'll be showing you here. This is one of the example pipeline we can say. So when the developer is writing the code, so what we will do, being a DevOps engineer, we will build this kind of integration. So integration of multiple tools together like this. So combining different tools together to form a pipeline. So this we call it as a pipeline. So once the developers are writing the code and they are pushing the code to the central repositories, so automatically this code will be like this update is given to a CI tool, that is Jenkins, and Jenkins will automatically pull the code changes, and it will build, it will test, and it will we can also integrate Jenkins with multiple security tools like SonarQube and Trivi, and there are many other tools, and Jenkins will do all that, and then the image will be created, that is Docker image will be created, and that Docker image will be pushed to the Docker hub where we actually store the images, and that image is used to deploy our application to the target environment called Kubernetes. Okay, so like this we have different tools. Okay, we have tools like GitHub. This is for source code management. Jenkins is for CI/CD management, and Docker is for creating a Docker image. So we are packaging everything into a single image and all. And other than that, Kubernetes and all of this. Okay, so like this, we have a lot of things to learn about and tools. Okay, and yeah, these are the roles and responsibilities of a DevOps engineer. And other than that, we will also take care of security, compliance, site reliability, performance monitoring, and site reliability, performance monitoring. Yeah, this is repeated. Okay. So DevOps skills that are required. So this is the actual, we can say roadmap. Okay, we can say it's a roadmap for a DevOps engineer. If you want to take the screenshot of this one, you can feel free to take the screenshot of this one. So being a DevOps engineer, we will generally start our flow by starting our learning journey from learning Linux operating system, because most of the organizations, they are preferring Linux operating system only, because Linux is more secure, like more productive, and of course this is not that easy as Windows. Okay, but once we learn Linux now, we can comfortably work with this Linux operating system, and most of the tools that we are talking about is like worked with the Linux operating system only. Okay, then we will learn about the source code management, where we actually focus on how to save our code, where to save our code when we are working in a team. Okay, when we are collaborating with our different team members, so we have to store that code in different central repositories. So that is what we are going to learn. So in our course, we actually talk about Git and GitHub. And other than that, we also have to learn about CI/CD tool. So to build this kind of pipelines, okay, to build this kind of pipeline, so we will be learning about CI/CD tools like Jenkins, and we also have GitHub Actions. And also, if I talk about Azure, we have Azure CI/CD pipelines and all. And we'll be learning about, in our courses, we'll be learning about Jenkins. Okay, so Jenkins is very, very popular and it's most trending, and it is most widely asked in almost all the job descriptions. And scanning tools like Trivy and SonarQube, these are security tools which are going to scan and check for the vulnerabilities and all. And next we will be learning about Terraform. Okay, so if you want to create infrastructure, okay, let's say I want to create 100 servers at a time. So by using Terraform, we can create 100 servers. And as I have shown you the infrastructure or architectures like this, so if you want to create this kind of architecture, there is a tool called Terraform. So using Terraform, we actually write the code. So in DevOps, we actually write the scripts. Okay, so we come across scripts and we will be writing the scripts and we'll execute the script so that that script will automatically perform its task. Okay, if you want to create this kind of infrastructure, we can write the script and we can execute so that infrastructure will be ready within minutes. Okay, and other than that, we also need to learn some scripting languages like Bash is there. Anyhow, we are covering Bash scripting in our course. Okay, and container. So once you deploy the application, like let's say your application code and everything is ready, and you want to deploy that, or you want to make that application available to end user. So we have to make use of these container platforms where you can go ahead with a Docker or container D, and there are different platforms. So in our course, we will be learning about Docker, and this is nothing but container orchestration tool. So this container orchestration tool help us to auto scale, auto manage and the entire cluster of our application. Okay, so we can see everything is dynamic here. So nothing is static or nothing is like fixed. So always we have to be proactive. So what is the difference between proactive and reactive? Difference between proactive and reactive.
Proactive means reacting before
Before.
anything happens.
Yes.
In reference to
Whereas
what?
Sorry.
Proactive is automatically it will be done. Reactive means proactive. Proactive means it will be done automatically. Reactive means it will be based on some reactions or some actions or some
Okay.
outcomes. The steps
Yeah.
would be taken.
So to make it very, very simple, let's say if something is going to happen. So instead of taking some actions after that incident, we can act before. So before any issue, we can uh, proactively like collect some logs, and we can get some alerts. So based on that, we can take some actions before crash. Let's say some server is crashing. So before crashing, we can get some alerts. Okay, we will get some alerts. So based on that alerts, we will take some actions. So we can even do that actions automatically. So proactive is nothing but before something happens, we'll be very active. We will get some alerts, we will take some actions before that issue. So reactive is nothing but once the issue is like occurred, then we will start working on that. So instead of that, always we have to be proactive. So in DevOps or DevSecOps, so we will be more proactive, not reactive. So that's the reason we are integrating all these tools together so that we can quickly react and take some decisions before something happens. So all these tools are like automation tools only. So we have monitoring tools. Okay, we have monitoring tools like Prometheus and Grafana, where Prometheus will collect some metrics and Grafana will visualize that. So to make it simple, in cars, okay, in car we will have a dashboard, right? So in car we will have a dashboard. So here in the dashboard, you will find some indications, right? So fuel levels, speedometers, engine condition, all this. So like this in DevOps also, we will create this kind of dashboards using Grafana. So Grafana will help us in creating some kind of dashboards where we can visualize and we can understand if the color is red. So we can say that yeah, something is wrong. If the color is green, we can say that yes, our applications and infrastructures are working fine. So that kind of dashboards can be created using Prometheus and Grafana, which are called as monitoring tools. And nowadays, every organization is moving towards cloud. So cloud platform, learning cloud platform is very important. So initially in our course, we'll be learning about AWS. So once you learn any particular cloud platform like AWS, you can easily learn other cloud platforms as well, like Azure, GCP and all. So all that cloud platforms are similar only. Like technologies are same, but there might be difference in UIs, there might be difference in terminology, so that we can manage and we can learn easily. So learning any one particular cloud is very, very important. So this is the actual we can say roadmap for a DevOps engineer. Okay, so any questions on this, anything to ask in this roadmap? Are we good till here? Yes. Hope this roadmap is clear to you, like from where you have to start your journey,
Yeah,
what tools you have
I'm
to
good.
learn.
I'm, I'm okay. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Okay. So this is the actual journey of a DevOps engineer. If you want to become a DevOps engineer, we'll be starting our learning flow like this, and at the end we will be doing CI/CD projects. Okay, we also have live projects to do in our courses. So where you will get more hands-on experience. You'll be working with the full stack development team, and you'll be working with the testing team. Like that is the complete live environment where you can actually work. So once we finish this course, we will be having a live project there. So we'll be working on one project and we'll be collaborating with the different teams. So this is the actual approach. This is the actual flow that we have to learn. Okay. And yeah, so these are the most trending tools that we are discussing now. Just now in our job descriptions, we have seen like what all tools are trending, like Git, GitHub, Jenkins, Ansible, Terraform, Docker, Kubernetes, Prometheus, and ELK Stack. This is for Elasticsearch, Logstash, and Kibana. So these are for log monitoring and all. These are the like technologies that we are learning as I mentioned now: AWS, Kubernetes, Terraform, Docker, Maven, Apache, Ansible, Jenkins, GitHub, and Prometheus, Grafana, and all of this. So anyhow, we will be covering all of these tools, trending tools in our courses. Now this is about individual like Linux and source code. Anyhow, just now we have discussed. So these are called CI/CD pipelines. Okay. So as a DevOps engineer, our responsibility is to build this kind of pipelines. Okay. So CI, what is the full form of CI? CI is nothing but continuous integration. What is CD? CD is nothing but continuous delivery or deployment. So generally we use deployment, but there is some difference between delivery and deployment. So in this you can see delivery means there will be a manual approval. So deployment is nothing but there will not be any manual approval. So this is going to be automatic. Okay. So here this kind of pipelines are used for non-critical environments, and this kind of pipelines are used for critical environments like production environments, or we can say live environments. So we will discuss about all these concepts in our actual course. Okay. And scanning tools like Trivi and SonarQube, which will help us in finding the vulnerabilities and uh, even in Docker images and all. So Terraform, as I mentioned, if you want to create infrastructure, we'll be using Terraform. Ansible, we'll be using Ansible to automate something like install something onto the server. Then you can use Ansible, which is called as infrastructure as a tool or core tool. Shell scripting, anyhow, we'll be learning about shell scripting in our course. So as a DevOps engineer, we must be knowing how to write a script. See, if you want to automate something, in absence of human being, it should automatically work, right? So what we will do, we will write the script. We will say, just check for this. If this is passed, then go for this. Okay, if this fails, then go for this condition. So like this, we will write the conditions and we will write some scripts so that it will be automatically taking the action. So wherever there is a repetitive task, always go with automation. Okay, so this is possible with scriptings. And Docker, just now we have taken an example of Geo Hotstar application. Docker and Kubernetes are very, very important platforms by using which we can manage our applications, we can manage our resources, we can manage our Docker host. So you can look at this picture. One person who is completely like guiding, or we can say managing multiple like people who are sitting there, right? So this is nothing but orchestra. Okay, so there is some orchestra, they are playing some instruments. So this person is like waving the hand like this and saying some, like giving some guidelines, or we can say they are just guiding them. Okay, just maintaining the flow. So in the same way, Kubernetes also, by using Kubernetes we can manage our all of our Docker host. So on our Docker host we actually deploy our application. Okay, so these applications are deployed on Docker host, and these Docker hosts are managed by Kubernetes. So everything is automated here, right? So we must be more proactive than reactive. Okay, so earlier in manual process, we will be like reactive. When the situation comes, then we start reacting. But now we are not reacting when the situation comes. We are very proactive. We are taking lot of measures. We are implementing lot of tools here, so that we can get some alerts. We can see some dashboard graphs and everything. Based on that, we can take certain actions. So this is Kubernetes architecture. So this is how Kubernetes architecture looks like, and this is the Docker architecture. So this architectures and everything will be actually learning in our regular courses. So monitoring tools. So we will be learning about monitoring tools also, like very trending tools like Prometheus and Grafana. So here you can see in the chart. So Grafana will give you this kind of charts. We can create this kind of dashboards and labels and all. So here you can see it is showing something red like this, right? So we can simply by looking at that graph, we can say yes, something is wrong here, and here everything is green, so that we can say yes, everything is fine. And here also everything is like, based on this we can understand something. So these graphs will give us very good idea about our resources, about our applications and all of this. So this is going to help us a lot. So we'll be also covering these monitoring tools in our courses. Now cloud platforms, as I mentioned, we'll be learning about AWS. So AWS is very trending in the market. So we'll be focusing on AWS, and we'll include that in our course. Okay, and the certifications that I'm talking about, being a DevOps engineer, we must be having some certifications, important certifications that are trending in the market. Like if you are more interested in AWS, just go ahead with the AWS Certified DevOps Engineer Professional. If you are more interested in Azure, or if some organizations are using only Azure, then we have to focus on Azure DevOps Engineer Expert certification. If the organizations are using Google, then they will be asking us to just go through this Google Certified Professional DevOps Engineer certification. And other than that, we also have Kubernetes certifications like CKA, CKAD, and CKS. And other than that, infrastructure certifications like HashiCorp. So some organizations will ask us this kind of certifications. Like if you have these certifications, this will be like adding more weightage to your profiles. Okay, so this is DevSecOps and security related certifications are also there. So we'll be just going through all the certifications. Okay, so other than that, yeah, these are the resume tips and job search tips. Okay, so whenever you attend for any interview, first of all, we have to properly format our resume. So most of them are not properly formatting their resumes. So they will use different text, different font and all. So that will definitely like distract the person who is shortlisting your resumes. Nowadays, everything is by ATS only, but there also we have to focus on the keywords. Okay, and highlight your DevOps skills. Whatever the skills that you are learning, definitely we must add that skills. And sometimes we miss to add that skills and certifications. So if you have that, definitely you have to add that in your resume. That will give you more chances of shortlisting and like possibilities for selecting in the interviews. And nowadays in 2025, everyone should have a GitHub portfolio where you can showcase your uh, projects or internships if you have done any internships or real world projects. So networking, LinkedIn, nowadays we must be more active on LinkedIn, because most of the people are in LinkedIn, where you can build connections and you can share something and all. Yeah, live project experience, get some live project experience where you will be getting some good knowledge and understanding of what actually we need to take care, and how these actually DevOps pipelines look like, how they work, what are the features, and everything you will get from live projects only. Anyhow, we are covering that in our DevOps course as well. And interview preparation, most of them will focus only on technical, but they will they will not properly concentrate on HR. So we must balance both. So Both are very important if you are an experienced person. Yeah. So yeah, thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you
Bye.
so much for joining. Thank you, Shankar. Thank you, Gaurav and Priya.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thanks.
we
Thank
will
you.
Thanks,
meet in
Ashwin.
sessions. Yeah, thank you so much.